Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Atika Tajdar, Department of Geography, Jamia Millia Islamia. Today, we will discuss about remote sensing application in agriculture. Earth observation comprising satellite, aerial and in situ systems are increasingly recognized as critical tool for studying and monitoring of natural resources and unfolding the intricate behavior of the complex Earth's dynamic processes. The remote sensing research has evolved multidisciplinary theme dedicated to developing the application of remote sensing technology and land, ocean and atmosphere addressing geologic, botanic and hydrologic issues at national, regional and site-specific scales. Agriculture play dominant role in economy of almost every nation. Whether agriculture represent a substantial trading industry for an economically strong country or simply sustenance for a hungry, overpopulated one, it plays a significant role in almost every nation. The production of food is important to everyone and producing food in a co-effective manner is the goal of every farmer, large scale farm manager and regional agricultural agency. A farmer need to be informed to be efficient and that include having the knowledge and information products to forge viable strategies for farming operations. These tools will help him understand the health of his crop, extent of infestation or stress damage or potential yield and soil conditions. Commodity brokers are also very interested in how well farms are producing as yield, both quantity and quality, estimates for all product control price and worldwide trading. The policymakers are interested in harnessing the best available tool for optimizing the resource use, minimizing the damage or losses and ensuring the societal benefit. Most important component of such decision is the agricultural and allied information at best possible resolution of a spatial and temporal scale. Remote sensing technique come handy for achieving such an objective. The diverse agroclimatic conditions give rise to cultivation of large number of crops. The information on long-term sustainability vis-a-vis environmental impact demands seasonal and yearly information of variant as well as invariant resources. The diverse crop growing condition coupled with uncertainties of climate situation demands much more fine crop climate situation demand much more finer crop information needs on temporal and spatial scale. During the last 2 decades, remote sensing and GIS techniques are applied to explore agricultural applications such as crop identification, area estimation, crop condition assessment, soil moisture estimation, yield estimation, agriculture water management, agrometeorological and agro advisories. The application of remote sensing in agriculture, example in crop and soil, is extremely complex because of highly dynamic and inherent complexity of biological material and soils. However, remote sensing technology provides many advantages over the traditional method in agricultural resources survey. The advantages include capability of synoptic view, potential for fast survey, capability of repetitive coverage to detect the changes, low cost involvement, higher accuracy, use of multispectral data for increased information and so on. Now almost all part of electromagnetic spectrum is utilized for agricultural application at various scale. Crop growth and associated factor change dynamically and need continuous monitoring. The different sub-theme of agriculture are shown in figure 1. Remote sensing technology has potential to estimate crop area and forecast productivity at direct and regional level due to its multispectral, large area and repetitive coverage. The following section explain the development taken place during the last 3 decades with special reference to agricultural remote sensing in India. Remote sensing application in agriculture. Crop production forecasting, agricultural crop identification and area estimation has been the focus ever since the inception of civilian remote sensing program in the US in the early 1960s. Some of the early studies conducted were experiments such as crop identification technology assessment for remote sensing, also called CITARS, and large area crop inventory experiment, also called LACIE. Exploring the use of remote sensing for agricultural application in India started with the use of multiband and color infrared CIR aerial photographs as early as 1974-75. Further knowledge on crop signature was gathered through scientifically designed field experiment using multi-band radiometer under the Indian Remote Sensing Satellite Utilization Program. On crop production forecasting, crop stress detection and crop yield modeling. Many of these studies have led to the operationalization of the methodology and conduct of national level project. Launch of the Indian Remote Sensing Satellite IRS-1A, 1B and 1C carrying linear imaging self-scanning sensor LIS 1, 2 and 3 provided a much required impetus to agricultural application. IRS-1C carried on board a unique combination of 3 sensors: wide field sensor with 188 meter spatial, 2 spectral bands, red and near infrared, 810 km swath and a repetition of 5 days. Linear imaging self-scanning sensor LIS 3 with 23.5 meter spatial resolution in the green, red and near infrared region and 70.5 meter in the middle infrared region and 140 km swath. And third, panchromatic pan camera with 5.8 meter spatial resolution, 70 km swath and stereo capability. The launch of RISAT has filled another dimension to the agricultural remote sensing as all weather capability of data is now reality from Indian satellite. Crop production forecasting comprises identification of crops, acreage estimation and forecasting their yield. Crop identification and discrimination is based upon the fact that each crop has a unique reflectance pattern in different part of electromagnetic spectrum, which is termed as spectral signature. The general spectral response of a crop canopy is visible and NIR region is characterized by absorption in 0.35 to 0.5 micrometer and 0.6 to 0.7 micrometer regions due to chlorophyll pigments. High reflectance in the green region around 0.54 micrometer, a steep increase in the reflection in the 0.7 to 0.74 micrometer and high reflectance in 0.74 to 1.3 micrometer region due to internal cellular structure of the leaves. The absorption at 1.45, 1.95 and 2.6 micrometer spectral band is due to leaf water content. The varying response of the crop stems from the fact that various factors such as type of crop, stage of the crop, canopy architecture, percent ground cover, differences in cultural practices, crop stress conditions, background soil, water etc. contribute to the composite response. Each crop has its own architecture, growing period etc. Thus enabling discrimination through remote sensing data. If there are two crops with similar spectral signature on a given data, multi-date data are used to discriminate them. Vigor of the crop is manifested in the absorption in the red and reflectance in the near infrared spectral region. It has been observed that the ratio of near infrared to red radiance is a good indicator of the vigor of the crop. Some of these properties are utilized in crop identification, crop condition assessment and yield forecasting. The broad procedure used for crop acreage estimation is shown in illustration below. The data is analyzed applying maximum likelihood supervised classification technique. Other classifiers are also used, where limited field information called ground truth is used to generate the training signature. In case of complete enumeration, data for analysis was selected by overlaying the boundary mask of the area over the remote sensing images. When it was extended to large area, stratified sampling technique was developed, where area was first divided with a grid representing sampling frame size 5 into 5 kilometer, and then data belonging to selected sample segments is extracted. Up to 20% are analyzed. The sample are randomly drawn proportionate to size of each stratum area. Estimate is made from the proportion of crop present in the sample. Since the space technology has advanced and variety of sensors of different spatial, spectral and temporal resolution is available, and there is a continual need for crop information throughout the growing period, frequent monitoring is feasible at various scale. Realizing the importance of multiple source information like weather, econometric and field survey towards a robust approach for multiple forecasts of a number of crop, a new concept was formulated, which is called FASAL, forecasting agricultural output using space, agrometeorology and land based observation. Implementation of FASAL was initiated in 2007 and 8. Assessment of crop damage and crop progress. Assessment of crop damage and crop progress. Damage to crop due to moisture stress is a common occurrence in rain-fed rice growing region. The characteristic backscatter profile of rice using temporal SAR data is useful in characterizing the crop condition as normal and subnormal. Flood is a common phenomenon in many rice growing region, particularly in monsoon season. Temporal SAR data is found not only to map flood affected rice field, but also to model duration and degree of submergence. Complete submersion of rice at any given period of growth lower the backscatter. The degree of submergence was modeled with reference to crop height and its deviation from the reference normal growth profile. The model thus can detect the completely submerged field as well as partially submerged fields. It is well established that sowing dates have a significant effect on crop biomass and yield. Temporal SAR data is used to categorize the fields as normal, late and very late sown, which is additional component of crop assessment need that enable identifying the reason for delay. Similar efforts have been made which for deriving the regional variation of rice growth profile using optical data. Crop yield model out of the two constituents of crop production, namely crop acreage and crop yield. The assessment of the latter is most complex because of the high variability involved. The information on crop yield is an important input for production estimations. Every crop genotype had certain yield potential which can be achieved to an approximation in experimental field with optimal condition. However, in the real world, the crop yield is conditioned by various parameters like soil, weather and cultivation practices like date of sowing, irrigation and fertilizer. Crop yield is also influenced by biotic stresses like disease and pest. While the variability of the weather explains most of the annual variability over a short period of time, the cultivation practices and new varieties explain most of the variability over a period of 10 to 20 years. For a longer period of time, climatic changes or soil improvement or degradation are the main factor influencing the crop yield. However, the fact that all these factors are interdependent make the yield assessment a more complex task. Hence, one way of forecasting of the yield is understanding the variability in the above parameters and defining their relationship with the final crop yield. Satellite based remote sensing provide a suitable alternative for crop condition and yield assessment or forecasting, as it gives a timely, accurate, synoptic and objective estimation of various crop parameters. The time series based trend and ARIMA model were developed in the beginning of CAPE project based on district-wise yield data of DES, which were used to compute production by multiplying with the RS derived area estimate. Further, agrometeorology model, spectral model and combination of these models were tested and used for a variety of conditions, crops and regions. The agrometeorology inputs were predominantly significant rainfall at fortnight intervals, minimum and maximum temperature etc. that would form part of a correlation weighted regression model. The remote sensing input NDVI single date or derived from profile integration in such model were used for model development. The rice biomass has high correlation with SAR backscatter and therefore the yield. The crop vigor is an indication of crop yield. The vigor of crop can assess using vegetation indices derived from different part of the spectrum. The normalized vegetation index is one such index which represents the green biomass of the plant. The NDVI can be directly correlated to the yield of the crop and this relation can be used for estimating yield. A variety of model evolving combination of factor of weather and spectral parameter have been developed and used in conjugating with remote sensing derived acreage for providing production estimates. Plant growth simulation model have been used for monitoring crop growth, health shown in figure 8 and predicting yield. However, their use in large area has been limited because most plant growth model were developed at the field scale and the performance of the model is not so satisfactory when they are extended from field to a regional scale. Remote sensing applications. Horticulture. India is bestowed with varied agroclimatic which is highly favorable for growing a large number of horticultural crops such as fruits, vegetable, root tuber, ornamental, aromatic plants, medicinal, spices and plantation crops like coconut, areca nut, cashew and cocoa. India is the largest producer of fruits which is 49.36 million tons and second largest producer of vegetable which is 93 million tons in the world. Horticulture occupies about 12% of the total cultivated area in the country and contribute about 25% of the total agricultural export. Remote sensing technology help in generation of crop inventory of major horticultural crops, site suitability analysis for expansion, introduction, infrastructure planning for post-harvest requirement, disease detection and precision planning for horticulture. The general approach involves the use of high resolution or high temporal data, list 3 for identifying the crop of interest and relevant collateral information, example soil, water, climatic infrastructure etc. and processing for logical clustering for decision making. Feasibility studies demonstrating the remote sensing technology in horticultural sector have been carried out. Inventory of orchards like apple, grape, mango, coconut, banana and vegetable like potato, onion has been carried out in different agroclimatic region of the country. The post-harvest infrastructure planning and optimization of cold store facility for post-harvest management of potato has been demonstrated. Apart from these early trend in national winter potato production from the country is regularly brought out to infer about national or state production prospect and identifying area with significant change. Cropping system analysis. A cropping system is defined as the cropping pattern and its management to derive benefit from a given resource base under a specific environmental condition. This requires identification of crops and areas where changes in cropping pattern are desirable. This call for an initial step of creating an updated database of the present cropping system of the country and simulate the long term effect taking into consideration the resource base and agroclimatic condition. Satellite remote sensing and geographical information system have a crucial role to play in this direction. The multi-date satellite data is helpful in deriving seasonal cropping pattern, sowing pattern, crop rotation, efficiency indicator and other related parameters. environmental impact assessment of agricultural system, the agriculture has transformed from simple sustenance objective to intensive commercial form, thus depleting and degrading the environmental resource. Pressure on high production has led to intensification of agriculture. Intensive agriculture, long-term sustainability and quality of natural resources thus is the matter of compromise and concern. Agriculture is a major reservoir and transformer in global cycle of carbon, nitrogen and water. Intensive agriculture leads to erosion of soil resources, loss of biodiversity, alienation of ecological niche, temporary imbalances in soil microbial functioning, associated long-term effects on microbial processes and changes in biogeochemical cycles. Agricultural activities contribute about 70% of all anthropogenic N2O emission and about 65% of all anthropogenic CH4 emission. Nutrient leakage from agriculture is a prime cause of degradation of groundwater, surface waters and estuarine and coastal marine system, and via the atmosphere affect other terrestrial system. Nitrate contamination of groundwater is common in agricultural areas around the world. Some of the specific components include fertilizer and pesticide, residual toxicity, plant or soil metabolic exudates such as methane or nitrous oxide in the immediate micro or macro environment. Methane and nitrous oxide form important component of such an interface. The greenhouse gas pattern, which is also available using sensors on board satellite, is also being studied in detail, which is clearly shown in figure 8. The methodology was developed to generate total annual methane emission map from the rice area of India and its temporal pattern, taking into consideration the diverse condition under which the rice is grown. The methodology was developed for the variety components on use of remote sensing data for stratification, spatial and temporal sampling strategy, development of indigenous method of sampling and upscaling of methane. Results showed that the major stratum emerged as the rain-fed drought prone with 42.8% of total rice land wet season and found in many states. Livestock constitutes an integral component of Indian agriculture. India possesses the world's largest total livestock population of 485 million, which account for about 57% and 16% of the world's buffalo and cattle population respectively. A detailed state or district level methane emission inventory for different livestock categories was made using the country specific and Indian feed standard based methane emission coefficients, which are based on IPCC guideline and the latest available livestock census. The total methane emission include enteric fermentation and manure management has been estimated as 11.75 non-point source pollution. Agriculture has been identified as the largest contributor of non-point source pollution of surface and groundwater system globally. Fertilizer, which are used as important input in agriculture to supply essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, also serve as a major non-point source pollutant. An integrated methodology was developed for quantification of different forms of nitrogen losses from rice cropping using remote sensing derived input, field data of fertilizer application, collateral data of soil and rainfall and nitrogen loss coefficient derived from published nitrogen dynamic of Kharif and Rabi seasons. The nitrogen losses through leaching in form of urea, ammonium and nitrate are dominant over ammonia volatilization loss. The study result indicate the nitrogen loss through leaching in Kharif and Rabi rice is of the order of 34.9% and 39.8% of the applied nitrogenous fertilizer in the Indo-Gangetic Plain region. This study provides a significant insight to the role of nitrogenous fertilizer as a major non-point source pollutant from agriculture. Impact of climate change on agriculture system. Climate change is one of the most discussed topic of the last 2 decades. It impact on agriculture system with input from multiple sources where studies with simulation model. The crop cyst and water balance model along with the climate forecast using GCMs, RCMs and statistical downscale model under different scenario for understanding the impact of climate changes on agricultural system were studies. The impact of climate changes as the impact of climate change as projected by RCM PRE CIS A1B scenario on the rice system of West Bengal showed yield production ranging from 7.88 to 18.84%. The adaptation study in rice system was early sowing by a period of 12 days to increase the yield in 2020 and compensate the yield reduction in 2050. Analysis of the climatic extreme event under climate change scenario of HADCM3 through different temperature and precipitation indices were carried out. Biophysical parameters retrieval and process modeling. The satellite derived biophysical product is one of the key development taken place during last 2 decades. The investigations on deriving these products were carried out in India using Indian and other sensors. The NDVI, FAPAR, insolation, LAI, LST etc. are some of them on which R&D were carried out. The leaf area index is a key biophysical variable used by plant physiologists and modelers for estimating foliage cover and plant growth and biomass. The growth modeling of growth processes such as evapotranspiration and net CO2 assimilation require retrieval of some core variables such as land surface temperature, leaf area index, albedo and soil moisture etc. Field scale and regional scale non-linear empirical model are developed for wheat leaf area index based on normalized difference vegetation index using IRS 1D list 3. Demonstration of technique for forewarning pest and disease. The remote sensing pest and diseases has remained a challenge due to the complexity of occurrence, overlapping with other factors, varying magnitude and subtle manifestation. The mustard aphid infestation model have been developed from near surface air temperature and relative humidity from sounder data through a collaborative study with National Research Center on Rapeseed and Mustard, Bharatpur, Rajasthan. These models were later upscaled and extrapolated using spot VGT to map aphid onset dates. A new method of multi-stage tracking of Sclerotinia rot disease is in a large mustard growing region over a Bharatpur district have been conceptualized and demonstrated. National missions. FASAL National Production Forecast, multiple in-season wheat forecast using multi-date IRS YFS data and weekly weather variable at meteorological subdivision in major wheat producing state of India are being made at national level. 7 major wheat producing states Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat and Bihar form the study area. These states account for more than 90% of wheat production. A 3-level stratification of area based on agroclimatic zones and agricultural area and crop production is made. A grid of 5 into 5 km is overlaid on the satellite images and 15% random sample each of size 5 into 5 km is selected within a state. The sample segments are classified using in-season ground truth and hierarchical decision rule based classifier. The state level acreage estimates are then statistically aggregated to arrive at national level wheat acreage estimates. The methodology for state level yield forecasting is multiple regression models based on temperature using a correlation weighted regression approach. The national level acreage and yield estimates are then combined to provide national production forecast. Investigation using space-bound SAR data started with limited use of data from JERS SIR-C sensors. However, the possibility of examining space-borne radar data for large area agriculture application was realized with the successful launch of ERS-1 synthetic aperture radar, which is SAR. Due to the problem of cloudy weather during rainy season, Kharif rice crop production estimate in the major rice growing state are being generated using multi-date synthetic aperture radar data. Rice growing environment management practices ensures that there is a standing water beneath the canopy at least for a short duration during crop season. This information is used to characterize the rice crop on a temporal domain. The rate of change and direction of change of SAR response aid in building decision rule for classification of rice pixels. A stratified random sampling approach for each state is adopted for acreage estimation with a sample size of 5 into 5 kilometer. A 15% sampling fraction and in-season ground truth information of the selected sample segments are used. These segments are classified using a decision rule classifier followed by statistical aggregation of state level acreages to national level rice acreage estimate. The statistical relationship between yield and rainfall during the cropping season is used for yield forecast. The district level model are combined with acreage and production forecast for the country is made. Crop identification technology assessment for remote sensing, also called CITARS, crop identification technique assessment for remote sensing, was an experiment to identify the crop identification performance achievable with several automatic data processing classification technique. It was conducted from April 1973 to April 1975. The 5 specific objectives of CITARS were to assess the effect of Landsat data acquisition during the corn and soybean growing season on crop identification performance, to assess the effect of differing geological location having differing soil, weather management practice, crop distribution and field size on crop identification performance, to quantify the variation in crop identification performance using the differing automatic data processing classification procedure, to test the ability to extend training signatures selected within the test area to train the classifier in other areas, to access crop identification benefit to be derived from classifying with multiple Landsat data acquiring multi-temporally during the crop growing season. Technical approach. 6 major tasks were completed during CITARS. They were design of sampling scheme in Illinois and India for corn and soybean using Landsat MSS data, acquisition and preparation of a Landsat 1 data set with ancillary data sufficient to support the experimental and objective of design, computer aided processing of this data set with the selected classification algorithm and procedure, quantification of the crop identification performance to evaluate the ability of these procedures to satisfy agricultural application requirements, statistical analysis to quantitatively evaluate the impact of major factor known to affect crop identification performance, interpretation of the results to ascertain the underlying factor responsible for the results and to draw interference as for the result and to draw inference as to the status of the technology as it relate to agricultural applications. Conclusion. Remote sensing application of agriculture expanded into different domain and further many of them grew to higher level of maturity during last 25 years. The crop production forecasting, for example, started from experimental stage and moved up to operational stage. The newer application of agriculture and its environment assessment were also explored. With availability of SAR sensor, monitoring of crop during Kharif season became a reality. India is a global leader in agricultural application of remote sensing and has carried out capacity building on not only Indian scientists, but also of scientists of the other countries in India as well as outside. The specific tool and technique have been developed to cater to above needs and operationalization. Almost all sensors spanning the entire range of EMS used in remote sensing application have been studied, and most of them have been showcased. The emphasis in future should be on product. The emphasis in future should be on product and services sector, encompassing more decipherable and ready to use knowledge based remote sensing product. The agro ecosystem analysis and climate change impact would be the focal theme, in which variety of components can come from remote sensing data. The horticulture and site specific management would demand much more complex algorithm and service oriented product. The remote sensing and communication technique would fuse in the future to deliver the near real time service to all stakeholders of agriculture. Thank you.